Everybody, okay, the weekly challenge is the Quarry Junction. So grab your boots, put on your hard hat. Now, I already tried to do a video on this and it just ended really badly. So I'm just going to redo it all over again. It's going to be a little bit tougher than it would be if we hadn't got any stars, but that's fine. Obviously, everybody wants to get the best score that they can. Having a bit of a challenge and seeing how we deal with it is kind of a good thing. So I'm taking Daryl, I'm bringing the Abbey Trombone. I think this is a fantastic weapon for him. Having multiple targets that you can hit is great, because that's more chance for his leadership trait to kick in. Something that only affects ranged characters, but you do have chances to get charge points, which is golden in this game. He's got a friendship bracelet as well. Read up on what that does. It's very useful. But again, it does not bequeath any of those abilities onto anyone else. It's just for him. His leadership trait, though, goes to any ranged character. We're bringing Glenn for this one because of his lucky dumpster trait. He is an exceptional choice whenever you have to loot anything, unless it's trunks or gates or things that take multiple turns. However, in this case, he's going to be useful. Rick's coming along because he's Daryl's buddy, he's a ranged character, he benefits from the leadership trait, and he can insta-kill things because of his heirloom. Let's get to it. Okay, so it's handy that we get to do this again in a way, because there was a fun little trick. So my instinct is just, I imagine that this is probably the same with a lot of people. You think to search whatever is nearest to you. I think this is a better strategy, though. Go for that. Run your other two teammates to the exit. We've got a threat counter, so something will come in that we're going to have to deal with. That's fine. Make damn sure that we kill it. Everyone's charged up. Bad guys pop out from here. But if we can take care of those, we can just escape very easily if we have Glenn on the team. Now, you might not be able to kill that tank. You might not even be able to kill those normal walkers on very high difficulties. But you can always use Walker Mike or the Whisperer's Mask or a flare. Throw those, distract the enemy, rush straight past them with Glenn. There's a threat counter, so making noise, you got to weigh up whether it's worth it. Of course, our star hero only affects ranged characters, so I won't worry too much about that threat counter. You're getting the benefits of Daryl's leadership trait. Find the loot and get out. Okay, the threat counter, it's worth bearing in mind that when you're making ranged attacks, there is a chance that they will be silent, because that's something that Daryl can do. Sure as hell didn't do it just then, but he can do it. He can do it. He can make silent attacks. It means that you're getting a bit more value for money if you have weapons that can reduce threat or don't add to it. This is why we like Glenn. Now, I'm going for a slightly unusual order to do these things. I don't want to leave that crate that Glenn just... Oops, misclick. That crate that Glenn just searched. I don't want to leave that till the very last. And that's because I would have to search it and there would be big scary stuff right next to us. So I'm gonna try this search pattern first. So we've got 5 boxes. We've got 3 supplies, whatever, that we've got to actually find. So we could always do this. Can't remember, does something come out when we've searched the last box? I think it does. Let's just... No. Yes. Let's just take our time just a little bit. Let's not rush it. Yeah, you get to ensnare enemies, of course. The old Abbey. Glenn could probably kill that thing, but let's just be sure. Now again, I don't know if bad guys are going to appear when we search this last thing. Yes, they do. But I think having our two teammates, Daryl and Rick, near the exit is kind of a good thing. We don't have to kill everything on the map. We can just get the heck out of there. That's the objective, is to find the loot and get out of there. Not kill everything. So you don't have to worry about that. And again, when those bad guys come out, if your guys aren't in a perfect position, maybe there's other walkers left on the map, that's when you're thinking flares, Walker Mike, the Whisperer's Mask. Dog can be useful because, of course, you can slow people down so that they can't get to you. But always keep your eyes on the objective, what you actually have to do. Army of 3, kill the boss walkers. This one's interesting. Now, I think Yumiko, much better choice on this kind of mission. Long-ranged weapons. Weapons that will set the enemy alight. Very useful. Something like the Abby Trombone actually has, I think it has infinite range. As long as you can see the target. So it's a pretty useful one to have. Let's see how this goes. We'll get their attention so that they come to us. Otherwise, they're just going to wander around. And I don't want to have to go over to them. Part of the reason for that is because the objective is to kill those tough walkers. As soon as you've done that, the mission's over. So all you've got to do, there's lots of walkers on screen, but look for those ones with the very thick icons above their head. They're the targets. Long range, incendiary weapons. Even if you don't kill them right away, that clock starts ticking, and all you got to do is survive until they keel over. I think Yumiko is a very good choice for this one. Guardian Carol as well. Rick, of course, does have the ability to insta-kill things. Doesn't matter how damn tough they are. Doesn't matter how many hit points they have left. He can wipe them out with one shot. The more shots that you land in a turn with him, the more likely that is to happen, which is why Yumiko is a good choice. Quarry Crossroad, get to the exits. I think we'll keep the team. I think we'll keep the little dream team that we've got going on here. I was just umming and ahhing about whether we wanted to bring Connie. Maybe. But we've got a character who can grant us charge points anyway. Okay, we've got some exploding walkers. That's a good thing. That's also a bad thing. It's making a lot of noise. We're going to have a lot of company. As soon as that threat counter hits 0, I don't know, maybe you could sprint right to the end and you'd be able to outrace that threat counter. The chances of doing that are very slender. There is a twitching corpse pile right here, but I don't think it actually decants undead reinforcements during the mission. All you do have to worry about is that. The threat counter. So if you've got quiet weapons, that's pretty good. Daryl's leadership trait, of course, can make ranged attacks silent as well. It means that he's a good choice for this set of missions. I think they all have a threat counter, and he can help negate that. I don't think that the percentage chance of it kicking in is great enough that you can necessarily strictly rely on it, but it's nice to know that it's there. Of course, if you go around blowing up explosive walkers, then he can't help you. you're setting off a load of grenades, of course that's going to up the threat counter. But don't forget, the mission there is to get to the end, is not to kill everything. So, flares, Walker Mike, the Whisperer's Mask could be useful. I'm always talking about the Whisperer's Mask, I never use it. Let's change that. Get to the exit, we have a spiky at least. So there's something big and frightening we're going to have to deal with. Oh, yes. Okay, this one. Yeah, pretty good choice. I want to get that gate open ASAFP. You know what that stands for? I'm going to use Rick. Yumiko's a very good choice, because while the person opening the gate would typically be completely occupied, if it's a ranged character and is in range of and can see what Yumiko is shooting at, then the person opening the door will also shoot at that target. Big, scary, spiky walker appears behind us, like he's asking us to leave. We don't have to deal with him. We can, of course, just use what humans have got over walkers, which is our natural speed. Lots of scary walkers appearing right here. Yeah, looks like a spiky walker likes to appear when the threat counter hits 0 as well. What a twist. If you can stun these walkers, anything like that, that's very, very useful. Of course, being able to root walkers, things like spiky walkers, you can render them virtually useless, because again, all you have to do, I'm making it sound so easy. What you have to do is you get to the exit. You don't kill everything that's on the screen. Unless you want the points, the XP, of course. But if you just want to get out of there, you've just got to get past what appears. Open the gate and then rush past them. Flares, Walker Mike, Whisperer's Mask, again, good choices. The box. Get the loot and get out. Now, I think that this has a box which requires multiple turns to open. We've got some metalheads, we've got some explosive walkers, so we've got a choice to make. We can, we can go for it, and we can make a ton of noise, and we can hope that everything works out for us, which is a rather desperate plan, but I kind of like it. You can see there that getting charge points, it's not too tricky when you've got Daryl as the leader. The more shots that you're getting per turn, the more chance that you are going to get those lovely tasty charge points. Now what I want to do, we're going to move slowly forward. We're going to get our two teammates on the exit. You can see the outline of it there. We're going to cover Daryl. As long as we can cripple those enemies, he's going to be pretty safe. I know, walkers are appearing. But two of my teammates are already in position. So we don't need to worry about those. Even a hunter can run in a straight line and get straight to the exit. I don't want to stand there after we've got the objective, after we've opened that box. I don't want to stand there having some massed gunfight with the walkers that appear. I just want to get out of there as quickly as possible. So that's an option. Obviously, at this point, we can kill the walkers, even the metalhead. On tougher difficulties, that may be harder. So, flares, Walker Mike, the Whisperer's Mask. Characters like Rick can be useful, of course, because when that metalhead appears, there's a chance he'll insta-kill it. But it's also worth bearing in mind that metalheads can be stunned. If you can run in a straight line past it, you'll get to the exit. If you leave that walker completely unmolested, it has a chance to grab you. If you can knock it out, anything like that, insta-kill it, you don't have to worry. Something useful. Gather the loot. and get back out. Okay, I think this is a job for Glenn. So let's bring the old Ruby Reaper. Of course, he can search things, and he still has an action left. Got a weapon that has Swift Strike as well, so he's going to be running all over the place, getting stuff. Oh, was this the first mission that we did? You know what? Can't quite remember. I think it might have been. If we're repeating this mission, I do apologize. Yeah, so search these ones. The farther ones out. Bad guys are appearing because the threat counter has hit 0. That's fine. Let's slow you down, sir. Kill. Let's lower that threat counter as well. And again, there is that chance. There we go. That was a nice silent shot by Daryl. Very useful leadership trait. Now, what I'm going to do, let's... Okay, that didn't kill you. Fine. You are fodder for Rick, then. You will boost his inspiration. Now, what I'm going to do, get my guys onto the back row right here. Threat comes in. Okay, it's not great for us, but we can do this. We can do this. You're going to need to be slowed down. Make sure that everybody has their actions left. I'm going to go here and open it. And then, oh, so there is a position. I think maybe if I had been here, I'd be able to run past these goons. Whoa, don't use your action just yet. If you've got a nice powerful character, you can just kill everything that comes in. But definitely, I think using Glenn, opening the box from this position here, and then being able to run straight to the exit in one turn is a very good strategy. I genuinely can't remember if we've already done that one. I've already done these missions a couple of times just because I had a couple of false starts with this video. So I can't remember how many times I've done each mission. I'm sure we're back to the start now. It's been a bit of a long day, as you might be able to tell. That's why this is being uploaded really, really late. But the odds, find the loot and get out, I'm sure. Don't worry, I'm not going to do the entirety of the weekly challenge. I'm just, my gosh. Yeah, there we go. I mean, we've done this, haven't we? So there you go. That is what we have in store for the weekly challenge. It's an interesting set of missions. I think that Daryl is a good choice for this. I like that he's got that silent shot thing going on. That kind of fits with what we're doing on these missions. Glenn is a bit of a star when it comes to these loot ones, but don't forget that mission where you've got to search stuff and it takes a couple of turns because you don't get the benefit from his leadership trait then. Sorry, I just like playing this game. I'll leave the video there though. If you've got any questions about any specific missions, please do let me know, either I or somebody else in the community. I'm sure we'll be able to answer any questions that you have. There's no guild wars or anything like that. We've got a pretty good weekly hero. So hopefully you and your guild can get some fantastic results on this weekly challenge. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.